Imagine this. A customer eats your product, gets sick, and then posts about it online. Suddenly, your brand name is everywhere, but for all the wrong reasons. That's when the nightmare of a food recall begins.
Exactly. Today, we're breaking down what a food recall is, when it happens, what companies must do, and most importantly, how smart businesses prevent it.
So, what is a food recall? Simply put, it's when a company removes a food product from the market because it's potentially unsafe to eat.
And that unsafe part can mean a lot of things, right? Like the food could be contaminated with bacteria, mislabeled with incorrect ingredients, or maybe it's simply expired. Even dangerous foreign objects can trigger a recall.
Precisely. Basically, a food recall means the product has failed in its fundamental duty, food safety. So, what exactly constitutes a food recall? It's when a company pulls a food product from the market because it's potentially unsafe. Think of it as a safety net for our food supply.
Unsafe how? What could cause this?
A few things. It could be contaminated, biologically, chemically, or physically. Imagine paneer with salmonella, cleaning chemicals in your juice, or even a stray metal piece in your biscuit.
Yikes. Anything else?
Absolutely. Mislabeling is a big one. If a product contains an allergen, like peanuts, and it's not clearly stated on the label, that can trigger a recall. For those with allergies, it can be life-threatening. Another reason? If the food is expired.
So it's all about failing to meet those crucial food safety standards.
Exactly. When a product fails those, a recall is initiated. So, how does a food recall actually get rolling? Well, it can start a bunch of different ways.
Exactly. Think about it. A customer finds something funky in their food and complains. Boom, that can trigger it. Or the company's own quality tests might flag an issue.
And don't forget government food authority inspections. They're constantly checking, and if they find something,
It's recall time. Lab test reports are another big one. A lab finds contamination and it's game over.
oh, and the power of social media. Someone posts a picture of a dodgy product online, and suddenly it blows up.
Yep, that can definitely light the fire. And in India, it's worth knowing that the FSSAI, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, they have the power to order a recall too.
All right, so let's say a problem is detected. What happens then? Well, the company kicks their food recall team into gear. If you're ISO 22000 or FSSC certified, you have to have one of these teams ready to go.
Exactly. It's like their own food safety SWAT team.
All right, team, production and distribution, shut it down. Think of it like a dam suddenly closing.
Nothing goes out, nothing gets made. Everything is held securely in the warehouse. This prevents any further potentially harmful products from reaching consumers.
Okay, now grab those traceability records. We need to pinpoint the exact affected batch. Batch number, manufacturing date, raw material lot, every detail matters. Traceability is the GPS for your product.
Exactly. It's like tracing the origin of a single drop of water back to its source in a vast river system. Knowing where it was sold allows targeted recalls, minimizing impact on unaffected products. This is critical.
Why is traceability so important? Well, imagine if you couldn't tell which batch was bad. You'd have to recall everything. Traceability is what makes recalls surgical instead of a bomb. Okay, so transparency is key here. Once you've identified the affected batch, it's time to inform the authorities.
That means reaching out to the Food Safety Department, or in India, the FSSAI, right? And what about certification bodies, like, say, if you're ISO or FSSC certified?
Exactly. You need to loop them in too. Think of it as a mandatory heads up. No sweeping it under the rug.
Got it. So authorities are in the know. What's next?
Time to alert the market. This means getting the word out to distributors, retailers, and supermarkets.
Basically everyone who's selling your product. And sometimes you even need to tell the customers directly, right? Ads, social media, the works.
Precisely. The message needs to be crystal clear. Do not consume this batch. Return it immediately. Protect the consumers, protect your brand. Okay, so the retailers have been informed, the public's aware. Now the product's coming back. What happens next?
This is where things get messy, literally. Retailers are now responsible for shipping all that potentially dangerous product back to you. Think of it as reverse logistics, but with a ticking time bomb.
Yikes! And what about the stuff already sitting in warehouses?
That gets held, quarantined. Every single unit of the affected batch has to be accounted for. Then you've got potentially tons of unsafe food on your hands. The big question becomes, what do you do with it?
I'm guessing you can't just toss it in the dumpster.
Absolutely not. That unsafe food has to be destroyed through approved methods. Incineration, specialized landfills, it depends on the nature of the contaminant. Whatever method you use, you need meticulous records, proof of destruction, weight, dates, everything. It's all about creating a verifiable disposal trail. Consumers might also need refunds or replacements, which adds to the logistical headache.
Okay, so the product's recalled. Now what? We have to figure out why it happened, right?
Exactly. That's the root cause investigation. Was it poor cleaning, a staff mistake, some kind of machine damage, or even a problem with our supplier's ingredients? Think of it like detective work.
So what are we looking for?
You want to dig deep. Did cleaning crews miss a spot? Did a machine malfunction and introduce metal shavings? Did a supplier send contaminated raw materials? We need documented proof, interviews, and a real hard look at our processes. The goal is a corrective action plan.
And if we don't fix it?
Then you risk another recall, which brings us to the impact, and this is where it really hurts. First, financial loss, destroyed product, transport costs, legal fees, potentially even compensation. Then there's brand damage. Customers lose trust, which is really hard to get back.
Ouch. Anything else?
Certification risk. ISO or FSSC certifications can be suspended, and in serious cases, you could face fines, license cancellation, or even jail time. So a recall isn't just about pulling a product, it's about protecting everything.
Food recalls can be a financial tsunami. Imagine tons of product suddenly worthless, needing destruction.
Absolutely. Then comes the transport to disposal sites, maybe hazardous waste handling. Those costs add up fast. And don't forget legal battles if people get seriously ill.
Exactly. Compensation payouts to affected consumers, that can be huge. But the brand damage, that's often the killer. Customers lose trust.
Hard-earned reputation, gone in an instant. Plus, that ISO or FSSC certification, proving you meet food safety standards, suspended, possibly revoked.
And the worst case scenario? Negligence or willful misconduct? Fines, facility closure, even jail time for those responsible. It's a chain reaction of disaster. A recall isn't just an inconvenience. It's an existential threat to the business. So, how do smart companies actually prevent these recalls? It's all about building a strong food safety system. Think of it as your business's immune system.
Exactly, and that starts with a HACCP plan, or Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points. What potential hazards exist in your process, and where are the critical points to control them?
Then you've got CCP monitoring. If a CCP is